guys, I'm Anissa and I'm back with another video, and today is another wrap-up video. It's going to be consisting books 51 to 55 of the books that I read this year. Then I'll finally be caught up for now to where I am reading wise. The 51st thing that I read this year was American Street by E.B. Savoy. This is a debut novel from E.B. Savoy, and it follows this girl, Fabiola, who is an refugee from Haiti. She's immigrating from Haiti, supposedly with her mom, but something happens and it ends up with her mom being held back at the immigration center in New Jersey, and she has to go on and stay with her family, with her uncle and aunts and stuff, and they're taking her in, and she's starting to live her life with the American life, going to school, finding some friends on the street that she lives on, and things start happening and all of that. I definitely enjoyed this book in the beginning. I thought it had a really promising start, but what I think this book or this author did wrong was that she has so many things that she wanted to add into this book plot-wise that she never got to fully explore the plots or writing them in depth to get the better story. So she had all of these things going on at the same time, so it felt a little rushed, and then when finally some things happened, I wasn't really connected as much to the characters as I wanted to be at that point, so it didn't really get any emotional connection to them. And I also found myself thinking a couple of times that if it was over soon, because there were so many things going on that it was hard to keep up with. But I think that the author was actually was decent writing, but I'm hoping that for future books she would at least try to find lesser plot points and focus on them, and then developing the story from that, so it's a little simpler. But other than that, I think the book was overall pretty decent, but I ended up giving this a 3 out of 5 stars. The next thing that I read this year was A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This was in preparation for the Booktubesff adult category read along, which is Gathering of Shadows. So yeah. And I also read this as a TBR pick for April. But this is the first book in a trilogy that is set in a world where there's multiple dimensional Londons. There's Red London, White London, Black London and Grey London, and they all have different sort of magics in those Londons, and how magic is affecting their society, and only very few people can travel between these 4 Londons. We follow the main character Kel, who is one of those rare people who can travel between the Londons. And in one of these Londons, in Grey London actually, and he comes across this girl called Lila, who has her own agendas. She's kind of a thief and wanting to be her own person. No one's going to tell her what to do and all of that. And then also in this world he comes across this artifact that's has very powerful black magic, but he wants to bring it to Black London to destroy the artifact, because it's going to be causing a lot of trouble if it falls in the wrong hands. And so that is basically the plot of this, that he's going to travel between these Londons in order to put this away. And I really did not like, especially Lila. I really did not like Lila at all. I think she was so annoying, and just because you're a girl and you want to be strong and powerful, and you can still be a good and a nice person and have your own opinions. You don't have to be like her. And I really just don't think it justifies her acting this way. Anyway, I also didn't really like Kel that much. She was okay, but for the most part, just, I don't know. We'll see how it ends up going in Gathering of Shadows. I definitely hope it's going to be better. These are still pretty fast reads, and I think the plots are pretty fascinating. I ended up giving it a 3 out of 5 stars. The next thing that I read was Descender Volume 2 by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. This was the Booktubesff graphic novels category, one of those nominees, and I really love this novel. I really enjoy the Descender volume so far. I am so connected, invested in the characters, and especially Tim 22. I keep forgetting if it's 21 or 22. Oh no. Yeah, but I definitely enjoyed Tim 21's story. I think he's like such a great character to follow. A lot of things were explored in this one. We met some new characters that were really interesting, and I'm definitely intrigued to see where the next volume will go, because the ending was kind of cliffhanger-ish. And yes, as I said, I'm really invested in the characters, and I really have started to really appreciate the art style. These sort of watercolors, and definitely enjoying that. I ended up giving this a 5 out of 5 stars. It was really, really amazing in my opinion, and yeah, we'll see if the Saga Volume 6 is better. Otherwise, this will probably be my pick for the graphic novels category. The next thing that I read this year was Just One Damn Thing After Another by Jodie Taylor. This is the first book in this series called The Chronicles of St. Mary's, and I loved this book. This is the first audiobook after having multiple audios where I didn't really enjoy the narrator and I wasn't really immersed in the story. I really loved this audio. The narrator was amazing and the story was amazing. I mean, this is about historians sort of traveling in time. They're going back, way, way back, and add in dinosaurs to the mix, and you got me. I mean, that is the correct mix. I love this book so much, and I like the humor. The humor was sort of really my style, and I ended up giving this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm going to be having up a review, a separate review of this book, so I'll be having that up on my channel soon, so definitely look out for that. If it has not already been posted, I am going to be doing a full spoiler-free review of this. The final book that I'm going to be talking about this round is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This was my buddy read over the Book Buddy-a-thon, and I was buddy reading this with Jordan over at Call Me Sensei. I'll leave her Twitter account in the description box below. This book, I went into not knowing anything about it. I wasn't even sure if it was science fiction, except for the title. It sounds very science fiction-like. And I had purposely avoided plots and people talking about the book too much. And I think going into this not knowing anything at all actually helped me a lot in regards to the story and being completely immersed in the story. But it definitely threw the readers right into the story from the beginning. It was really, really fast-paced. And it definitely had a lot of things where it made you think. I think it was a really, really great book to buddy read, because with every chapter, we sort of divided it into sections where we more or less read 2 chapters at a day, because it's 15 chapters. And then after those 2 chapters for the day, and then afterwards discussing these sections, because there's always so many things that we could discuss and theorize about, and I really enjoyed that aspect of this book. That had a lot of things where it really made you think. This book lacks in a really great ending though. I feel like the author forgot to wrap up certain things. I was really disappointed about that. I'm not going into specifics because it will be very, very spoilery. But if you've read this book, please let me know in the comments, and I'd really like to discuss that ending with you. Just so that we can find out if anyone else agrees with me, or if anyone found that the ending was completely perfect, please also let me know about that, because I'd like to know the reasons for that. Because yeah, I ended up giving this book a 4 stars because I really enjoyed it, but I think the ending really lacked, so I couldn't definitely not give it a 5 stars. But really interesting characters, but a very convenient ending. These were the next 5 books of my reading. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of the books, if you sort of your thoughts about them, if you like them and all of that. Also let me know if you've read any exciting books recently that you think that I'll enjoy. Also let me know that, because I always love to discover new books. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Goodbye!